Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of LotusCraft, and it might be one of the last ones. I know I go on monthly breaks, but the server is actually closing at the end of November. And on the time I am recording this, that is just 6 days away. So the server is just about finished up, and I kind of wanted to do actual finale episodes for this instead of just letting it close without finishing things off, because there is one glaring thing that I do think we need to finish off. Did my zoom button not work? A little awkward. There we go. We have zoom again. Let's go. Now, also another thing that we have free cam back. We have free cam again, so we can go down here and see the Guardians fall to their death. This is still one of my proudest farms that I've done on LotusCraft. And we can actually see something down here, which it was going to be its own episode. I had all the footage recorded for it, but I never had the time to edit it. So I guess I'll just show it off here. We made ourselves, in what would have been the last episode of LotusCraft, but that episode is now gone. We made ourselves a industrial sugarcane farm. And the point of this is if we click this lever, I was clicking the wrong mouse button, we can see that it'll break all the sugarcane, go underneath into these mine carts, and we have auto crafters, which will auto craft all of the sugarcane into paper. And I've just been collecting that down there. Now, the unfortunate thing about this design is I had to break my wall a bit, as you can see here, because I kind of built this thing too long and didn't realize it at the time. So my perfectly symmetrical wall is now broken. However, this thing allows us to get quite a lot of paper. Oh, I actually pick out some sugarcane, because I still haven't fixed this issue where the sugarcane gets sent flying off, and all I have to do now is turn that off to where now the flying machine won't get sent back at my face. But this thing has made for us a great amount of paper, as you can actually see if we open it up. There's quite a lot of paper in there, quite a lot of paper in there, quite a decent amount of paper in there, because, well, that one's not going to get much paper because it's the last chest in the sequence. But this thing took a collaborative effort. not the sugarcane farm, because that was fairly simple, if I'm honest. This stuff right here with the auto crafters. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not good at redstone. I might like making farms, but I'm not good at understanding how redstone works. So I actually need to enlist the help of several other server members to try and figure out why my redstone wasn't working. But we eventually got it working, and as you can see, we've gotten quite a lot of paper from it. Now, since it is the last episode, I figured we might as well do a bit of a base recap. I mean, as you saw here, we are at the Guardian farm with a sugarcane farm. Then over here was our main island. We had quite a bit of farms here. Well, a bit would be a bit of an overstatement. We had a few. This was our storage area. We kept most of everything we needed in these little chests. Now, I never ended up filling out all of these because we didn't end up doing a lot of building this season. This is pretty much the extent of what we built. We built a little small meeting area. This was supposed to be the center of a town that just never got to be. If you remember, early in the season, we tried testing out the creative feature. Like, actually, I could even go back in here. CIC. We tried testing out creative, the creative function on this server to allow the, how creative on this server works is you build a building or a piece of land or farm or whatever in creative or /CIC, and it'll then, when you go back into survival, it'll put down a little chest that once all the materials that are required are submitted, the build will be built. Let's say I needed 100 quartz. I just put 100 quartz in that chest, and if that was all I needed, the build would be done. But we never got around to making that building, which is a bit unfortunate because it would have given this place a little more, like, life, I think, even though it probably wasn't going to have anything in it. Would have just served as a town hall decoration. This was the first build we built, we made at this farm of ours. It was a passive sugarcane farm, which has actually gotten a lot of sugarcane since I last checked it out. Seriously, a very good thing to have early on. Actually, I don't think this was the first thing I built, because it's made out of prismarine. I think the Guardian farm literally was the first thing I built in this area. And down here we had some temporary storage for villagers that I just never got rid of. And of course, the cause of noise pollution in this area. This is a problem. See, I never ended up using enough villagers. So, like, I'd get a villager, right? I'd bring it over to the villaging trading hall, which is that building over there. And then they'd spit out, like, 4 more. So, we never used villagers faster than we could get them. And speaking of villagers, as I said, this is our villager trading hall. We had essentially the essentials. We had our golden carrot trades, we had our stick trades for easier emeralds, a few different stone cutters which we used for quartz, because I never ended up building that piglin bartering farm that I said I wanted to do. Then we had the fisherman farms for easy emeralds at first, before we had the spruce trees. And then all the enchantments that we'd want. Fortune free, unbreaking free, silk touch, and mending. Well, we could have gotten an efficiency 5 one as well, but I don't die that often. Actually, I can even check. When was the last time I died on the server? Statistics. General. Time since last death. 0.73 days. And I have 4 days on the server. Huh. I've killed a player? I don't remember doing that. Then up here we had more stick trades because we were going through the stick trades down there too fast. And then lastly we had cartographers so we could go to a trial chamber, which we did in the last episode that I posted on the channel. That's the extent of this villager trading hall. I'm super happy with how it looks inside, but the outside's a little bland, so I think maybe I could have done something a little more interesting here. But if you remember, the idea I presented a while ago was trying to go with a more like cyberpunk futuristic view of it, so I tried to make it look like a T-style apartment building, but I don't think that came off too well. Then down over here, we have one of my favorite builds of this area. While the Guardian farm is great, this thing has been massive for me. This is my iron farm. It is a 4-way design, as you can see, and this has provided me a lot of iron, as you saw in the iron chest a little bit ago. And while it's not... how do I put this? It's not decorated well. I mean, the grounding of it is actually just still mycelium. I never gave it a unique flooring. At one point, I planned having that extend all the way over here and then have a bridge. But I just never ended up doing that. And we can go down to the collection area to see just how much it's done since I last checked it. And we get 2 stacks and a half over there. A little over 4 stacks there. And a little over 4 stacks there. And this thing has been great for our passive iron. Especially since I don't do a lot of mining on the server. On some servers I do, but on this server I don't. And then lastly, for builds for this area, we have the creeper farm. And if we can just turn that on and fly up to the AFK platform, we can see it in action. This was a fun build. It took a long time, but I am glad with it. Next time I do this, though, I probably won't make the pillars out of glass. I'll probably just have them be stacking blocks. Because Smelting all that glass took a long time. And it isn't exactly fast to break glass if you put it in a wrong spot, because you need to remember to have your silk touch pickaxe out, etc, etc. But this thing was a very fun build to do. And as you saw, we had some creepers spawn. Yeah, we have creepers spawning in here. And we just have the hopper on the clock go. And we get a couple creepers. It's not the fastest farm in the world, but it's the job done. I can zoom in free cam. Huh. Neat. Let's turn this off before we get out of here. But that was the extent of our... Oh, I guess there is one last thing to mention. I don't think we built... I think we built this 2 episodes ago. The cobble generator that can't work because the server doesn't allow TNT duping because of how it's set up. And because I didn't feel like tearing it down, I just put it in a little box. But essentially, it would have dropped TNT onto the cobble generator, duping it, allowing us to pick up the cobble in there. But it doesn't work. So that's a little unfortunate. And you can check out some other stuff we did on the server. Alright, we have our shop in the shopping district, which, well, somewhat successful. We had free sales of Prismarine since the last time I checked this, but most people don't end up buying Prismarine. I thought Sea Lanterns would sell well, but they really didn't. But I think that's mostly like season dependent. I think it was season 4. Was it season 4 or was it season 3? Oh. X is on the server. I think it was season 4 that shops were pretty popular for a while. But as you can see, with season 5, we only had a few shops come up, which is a shame. I really like going around in the shopping district and seeing what people are selling. Actually, what are... This one I don't think was here the last time I was here. Foreign currency trader. Oh, I don't have the texture pack installed. That's weird. Why do I have 7 blocks of iron in my inventory? I just noticed that. And the rest of these shops I've seen for a while. And we're at spawn close to, so I can go over to spawn. My portal's the only portal still up from the world tour. All the way back in the spring. We have the first never portal of the server. Actually, I don't think I ever went through the portal at spawn. I wonder where this goes to. Do we have a Never hub, or is it just a portal in the middle of the Never? Only one way to find out. Oh, we have a Never hub! Oh wait, is this gonna be... Train station goes to Pyroland. Pyroland. Uh-oh, there are hoglins spawning in here. I've never been in the Never here. Oh, this train is cool! One thing I definitely need to do for next season is, I know this season I dedicated myself to doing farms. I need to get good at interiors. This looks cool. These are made out of, what, I'm guessing this, oh, blast furnaces. I know we're having a final world tour on the last day of the server, so I might be able to see a little bit more of this on then, which I might save for that episode, because I am planning on doing one more final episode after this, where I kind of explore the rest of the server. I wanted to just save this episode for stuff that I did. Oh, there's a villager there. Robert Snacks. What's a trader? Oh. IKEA sells pork chops here. Cool. IKEA's locked to the Never, which is probably why his shop is here and not in the shopping district. He locked himself to the Never this season, and I'm assuming this is his build then. Crazy build. If not, I apologize to whoever did build it. Okay, now we're back in the spawn. And if we fly over this way, we'll eventually, not even eventually, it's pretty close, we'll get to my starter base. And here it is. And this is kind of the project I was talking about that was left unfinished. We never put a roof on this thing. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Sitting there without a roof. And honestly, I don't think I even can put a roof on it now because I have the villager statue up against it. But this was where we started. Huh. This one had a sign here that said reckless, but I guess gone. Skeleton horse is still here. There was going to be a land bridge I was going to put there, but I never did it. And this is where we hung out for I had other side over here? Wow. And yeah, we just have a bunch of random stuff from the early game in here. Yeah, I kind of miss this place. Interior is a little sparse, but when is it not? Fortune-free pickaxe, had emeralds, my netherite smithing template, a bunch of books, and I have my mob heads. I kind of miss this place. It was simple, and I kind of don't like how it ended up looking. I like the texturing, but I don't like this outcrop I did was the single worst mistake I did for this build because I then couldn't figure out how to do the roof. And well, I'm gonna be honest here. I got on the the server today. I'm like, oh, you know what would be a perfect way to end off my series? Finish the roof on the starter house. But I don't think I'm gonna do it. It's like, I don't know where to start. This thing is a mess. So, end up question becomes, what should we do for our final episode on the server? Well, not final episode, but you know what I mean. Oh, I guess I could show you one last thing. And then we can head off for the day. I guess I didn't really have anything planned after all. We can... Actually, not even ending yet. We have our old zombie spawner from, like, the first few days of the server. Where... This is how we got XP before the... Well, actually, I think by the time I built this, the Enderman farm was already made. I just wanted to build this anyway. This is how I got XP at the start of the server. Good old zombie spawner. In a boring-looking box, but for a while now in episodes, we've had this little thing called Project on the home teleport, and I think I'll finally show you what this was. Yeah. This was a giant stone circle out in the middle of the water. I don't really know what compelled me to start trying to build this, but one day I was like, you know what? I want a giant floating disc base in the middle of the ocean. And I started mining stone for this, and actually, let's go on statistics. Items. 48,000 mined stone, 29,000 placed. Yeah, this is quite a lot of stone. In fact, you can almost, if I stand here, it's almost as if everything in my render distance is stone. Fly up. Now, if we look down, this thing isn't perfectly circular, because I can't eyeball this kind of thing. But I just got bored one day. This is when I was getting, like, server burnout. I was like, let me try doing this, but it was never gonna work. It would have needed to be smaller if I wanted to do this. Maybe we could do it next season, because one thing I want to get better at, and I think that was one part of the idea here, I want to get better at terraforming and interiors. So maybe next season we could do like a biodome. That would be kind of cool. But that's next season plans. Because as of right now, that's really all we did this season. We didn't do much across the 14... Well, this is episode 14 now. We didn't do much across the 13 episodes. But I'd say it was a productive year, almost. Yeah, this is where I got that stone. It's why my beacon is now haste instead of speed. Because if you remember, when I first put this beacon here, it was a speed beacon. Now it's a haste beacon. So I can mine stone. But I think that'll do it for this second to last episode of LotusCraft. We will be back once again at the end of the week for the World Tour. And maybe we'll do a bonus episode, because this is going to be a long cut all the way back a few months to when I started one episode saying that I had recorded an episode prior that won't get released for a few months. I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of the British comedy show Taskmaster, but we recorded an episode where we were a contestant on Taskmaster in Minecraft with a few other server mates, and I never released that footage. It's still sitting on my hard drive, so maybe I'll release the whole footage mostly uncut, probably just cutting out a bit of the long instances of silence. But hey, it could be like an episode 14.5 or something. But I thank you all for watching this season of LotusCraft and putting up with my very infrequent uploads. I do apologize for that. But thank you all. I said that, wait, what, 4 times? Anyways, I will see you all next time. Peace.